everybody, it's Connie Stewart with SimplySimpleStamping.com. I'm so glad you guys could join me for today's Tuesday tip. Hey, if you love a good DIY project, you are going to love today's project. Have you ever seen a wobble? This is a really fun little product that can make movement on a card. Let me show you what I mean. So I've got two cards today. I've got a ladybug and a turtle. And you can see when you give them just a little flip, they just kind of wobble around. They are so cute. And guess what? They're easy to make. Now, I have got two different versions. I have an easy way and a super easy way for you to create your own DIY wobbles. I think you're going to love this video. So let's get started. All right, so like I said at the beginning, I've got two versions of the wobbles to teach you. One of them, I can pretty much guarantee you have what you need. The other one, maybe not, but it's also my favorite. So that's why I wanted to teach you two ways. So the first one I want to teach you is the one I did here on my ladybug. Now it doesn't have quite as much movement to it. It's not quite as springy. And I want to kind of show you, this is what we're going to create is just a simple cardstock spring. By the way, I've got one here underneath my sentiment as well. All you're going to need are 2 1/4-inch strips. The length doesn't matter. I probably have about 3.5 inches here. You can make it any color. You see here I did red. I decided to go black. It doesn't matter, but I wouldn't go anything too crazy. So glue dots are the key here. I'm just going to take one. That's all I need is I'm going to put a glue dot right there on the edge of that strip, and I'm going to line it up just like so. That's easy enough, right? Okay, give that a really good press because we don't want it to come apart. Now we are going to take the one that's on top and we're going to fold it under. So you see, we're now going to go the opposite way. And basically we're just going to follow. So now I need this strip to come up and over the next little piece there, the little seam, if you will. Rotate it around, and now I'm going to lift this one, rotate this one, rotate this one. You get it. Rotate and flip up. That's all we need to do. Now, the number that you choose, just make sure you're not going to get too thick. It looks like I've got, probably about 1, 2, 3. That's about right. And we are going to give this a quick little snip. By the way, I've got my icky scissors out today. You'll find out on the next project that I'm going to show you. But there is my little spring. So let me bring in my ladybug. She's all finished. And we'll come back in with mini glue dots. And I'm going to press my fabulous little faux spring right here. I'll add that to my ladybug. Let me get myself another glue dot. I would press the other one onto the glue dot. And then that's what's going to go there on my card. See that? By the way, I want you to see this one was actually, it looks like about a 1/2 inch thick. So the size of your spring is really going to be determined on what you're creating. So this one's pretty small. I could have gone a little bit bigger, but if you have maybe a small flower, you're going to want to be able to keep that at 1/4 of an inch. So just a reminder, it could be 1/4 of an inch, 1/2 inch, same thing here. And it gives just an easy little spring, and the mini glue dots really hold it in place beautifully. All right, well, you saw the super easy way. Now I'm going to show you my other easy way to make a wobble. Now, I did want to let you know really quick that there is a download that goes along with today's video. You can find that. Just look down in the YouTube description. I have a direct link for you, or just head over to SimplySimpleStamping.com. You can find it there. This little download is going to tell you everything that you need on how to create your own little wobbles. Save it, print it, pin it. It's going to be a great little tool to have on hand whenever you're thinking about creating a wobble. But I'm excited to share this second technique because this one's my favorite. Okay, now let me teach you the version that I did here on my turtle. And like I said, he has a little more action going on. Now, so for this card, I went digging through some of my craft supplies, and I have this 22 gauge floral wire. It's pretty flexible. It's pretty soft, pretty easy to deal with. I have had this for 100 years. As you can see, I'm probably never going to go through all this, but this worked great for creating a little homemade wobble. So I'm going to take a pencil and I'll just unwrap. It doesn't take a lot, so I'm just going to unwrap some of this. And I'm just going to use a pencil. You use whatever you have handy. So I want a little bit of a tab sticking up. All right. So I'm going to leave a little bit of that sticking up, and I'm going to wrap this around 3 times. So 1, 2, 3. I'm going to come back over, and I want another little tab. Now you know why I said I needed my icky scissors, because this little 22 gauge wire is really easy to cut, but I sure don't want to use my good crafting scissors for that. So you can see here on my wire, I got a little tab here and a little tab here. I will slide that off my pencil, and there is my instant spring. Okay, so here's how I found the best way to adhere this. This is, again, a piece of scrap. I just made it match Pear Pizzazz, like my little turtle here. And this is a 1 inch by, it doesn't matter, but I'm going to say probably about 2.5 inches. And this one, we're going to use a little Scotch tape. So we had those little tabs sticking out. I'm going to take my Scotch tape and I'm going to slide it in between the spring and that tab. And I am going to press that right here onto that cardstock. All right, that's easy, right? I think everyone can handle that. Let's give that a really good press. Make sure that's really stuck down. All right, now we're going to take another piece of Scotch tape. And what's great with this wire, it's so flexible. I mean, I can just lift that up if I need a little more space to work with, because we're going to press it back down, so it's all good. We're going to put another piece of tape right here, and watch what we're going to do. We are simply going to bring, whoops, oh, I lost my tape. Let me try that again. There we go. So I'm going to give that a press, okay? So there's my spring, and it's kind of sandwiched in between that cardstock. Now, I'm going to give it a press. I can kind of see where my spring is, and I'm just going to cut this in a circle shape. All right, and I could have brought in my good scissors, but you know what? I'm sticking with these just in case I were to hit that spring. But there you go. Oh, it looks like I can even cut a little bit more off here. But you know what? It doesn't matter how much I cut off, as long as it's not bigger than my image right here. And it's not. So you know what? I'll come back in. You could use the mini glue dots, but you know what? We can also do it with our Stampin Seal. So I can put some Stampin Seal right there. I can add some here, and then I can add it to my card. And as you can see, you can kind of give that little spring a little stretch, but yeah, he's got great little movement. So there we go. A quick tip today. You can create your springs with cardstock. I mean, how easy is that? But you know what? Having this floral wire around, I have found a lot of different uses for it. And hey, if this is something you have in your craft space, you could make up a ton of these wobbles for pennies. I'm telling you. And of course, you can see the cardstock that we used was literally just some scrap. So a great way to use up your scrap as well. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope that you found today's video helpful and that you'll give a DIY wobble a try. If you love the video, would you give me a thumbs up on YouTube? I always love that. And if you haven't subscribed, oh, why not be a subscriber? You just click the great big red subscribe button. YouTube lets you know whenever I have a new video on. Thank you again, everybody. Make it a great day. See you next time. Bye-bye.